I've decided to break my no video blog policy for a special COVID related video. I won't go into the whole story because it would take up way too much time, but I was in the hospital for something unrelated when word came down, literally as I was being discharged, that an elevated enzyme that they found in my blood work could be COVID. Before I knew it, I was in an isolation ward. And I had the test, which, if those of you who haven't or don't know, is a very long Q-tip that they shove up your nose, almost into your brain, squish around and yank out. Again, I chalk it all up to experience. I can say, yes, during the great COVID panic of 2020, I was tested. And I had to remain in isolation here at home when I finally was allowed to go home. And until I heard, which they said 4 to 5 days. Well, that passed. Yesterday, which would be the Monday after that prior weekend, I got a call saying I was negative. And I really could have told them that. This enzyme in my heart blood work, which I've never had heart blood work ever in the 9 years I've been a cardiac patient, was due to the fact I was stressed and that I couldn't sleep the first night there. I was just wide awake and I was PO'd about a couple of things. And that was the reason for the elevated enzyme. But, they had to be careful. They had to be certain. I think from that experience, the hospital staff, and this is probably all hospitals right at the moment, are more paranoid and anxious and everything else than the general public. Because they're right in there. And they're hearing literally things change hourly, like this sudden enzyme. I was really seriously about to get discharged when the nurse in charge I heard her on the phone going, "Really? It could be? Okay, we'll take care." That kind of, next thing I knew, mask on, plopped in a wheelchair, whoosh, off to the ward. It's that mercurial, the situation. Things can just change like that. So, safe than sorry? Sure, I understand all that. But my thought, and this is what I wanted to convey, is there's been some articles about, what will be the new norm after this subsides. Well, my feeling is that it's not going to go away. COVID's going to become like every variation of the flu, which it is. It's a variation of SARS, more accurately. I think it's going to be here. And there'll be a seasonal COVID time, just like there's a seasonal flu. And even off-season, two things I think will remain. One will be the masks and protective gloves, and the other will be social distancing. I think social distancing was coming on anyway for a long time. People not really wanting to interact with other people too closely. Well, now here's a real good reason. Like every other seat, let's say in a concert auditorium, will remain purposely unsold. So no one has to sit next to anybody. Same with football stadiums, baseball, and all that. I think that'll remain. And wearing of protective masks and gloves. That's my prediction, folks. We'll see how it plays out. That's about it. That's all I really had to say. Nothing really going on. I haven't... I did break my silence around Christmas about doing the Christmas song for my friend's granddaughter. I haven't started. I worked them up. Now I'm down to just one. I was going to do a couple. Now I'm just going to do one. But it's that's how I feel about it. It's like I just don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into recording. I don't want to be my own engineer again. I don't want to have to deal with it. I don't want to have to hook it up to the computer and do a master mix, which really isn't the master. You know, I mean, it would just be a mix down, and then if it's good enough, I'd send it off to Sound Lab or somewhere to have it pro mastered rather. But I just hate being my own engineer. I do. I don't like it. I like sitting down and playing and singing and let somebody else worry about levels and all that stuff. Well, stay safe, be healthy. God bless you all.